Halo Infinite loses another creative director, and things are looking bleak, which is kind of odd because when you look back at the Xbox showcase or straight afterwards, 343 Industries came out and said that basically they were going to delay the game so they could work on it a bit more. And right after this, people were really happy about this. They thought that, this was a really good move by 343 so that we can actually get a game that's actually, I guess, good. But, looking at back at that showcase, that game it did not look good at all, I have to admit. I think sometimes we can be kind of critical because, gamers want to see gameplay, and when we actually get gameplay, everybody's, critical about it. But yeah, the game didn't look good, and that was a very good decision. But you kind of have to wonder how long this game has been in development because if the game wasn't looking too good during the showcase, you kind of have to wonder what exactly had they been working on because let's not forget this game was supposed to release this year, November 10th, if I'm correct. So this game was supposed to release in about 10 days from now, 10 to 11 days. Yet they pushed it back for about a year, I think. So when you take that into account, and then you see the director leaving, the second director, creative director, yeah, this game looks like it's in trouble. Um, and yeah, on top of that, you know, I'm not sure if a year will be enough for this game to really polish it up, or even if that's what they're doing. And, you know, initially it was a good decision because when you think back to it, like you think that, alright, this game is kind of already, I guess, nearly done. They just need to like go back and change a couple of things to make the game better, the gameplay, and also the levels and that sort of stuff. But it looks like not even that far. It looks like this game is really undeveloped. Like it's only like it needs at least a couple more years before it's ready. So that is troubling. Um, and yeah, like when we're looking at this, 343 don't have the best track record. So looking at, Halo 4 wasn't bad, although a lot of people had problems with it, and eventually came to accept it. And then there was Halo 5, which is a complete dumpster fire. I mean, that game was bad. And then now we've got Halo 6, which is we don't know yet. We don't know what it's going to be like, but things aren't looking good. And you can compare it to Bungie. I know people do these sorts of comparisons all the time, but the first Halo game was solid. It was good. But yeah, Halo 2 went through a lot of trouble. When you look back at, the documentaries, I think there's only one actually, but yeah, Bungie had a lot of trouble with Halo 2. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, past the halfway point of the development cycle, they still didn't have a story for the game, which is really, really bad. Like, you should have the story down within the first couple of months at least, or maybe within the first 6 months, because you need to know exactly what you're doing. But Halo 2 was a game that really had no planning, and I don't even know how they managed to ship it. I think it's a miracle they were able to do that. And then with Halo 3, they absolutely nailed it. Like, I think they learned from their past mistakes and they knocked it out of the park. Whereas with 343, it seems to be that they're making the same mistakes over and over again. And it's not that they're doing it on purpose, because when you make a mistake, like, you want to try and rectify it. But it seems as if that, you know, whenever they go into a new game, they sort of, I don't know, somehow they keep making, they're not making the exact same mistakes, but they're making different mistakes that, that they didn't really, think about before, or like they didn't really foresee. So, yeah, so what's happening is that, whenever they bring out a new game now, it seems to be really mediocre, and there's a lot of like, mistakes with it. Um, and yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with this game. Obviously they've got Joseph Staten working on it as well. We'll see what happens with that. And so they're talking about this one last thing. So they're talking about bringing out the multiplayer first. So they're going to bring that out first, and then they're going to bring out the story later. Which I think that's actually another good move that they've made. So it's weird. They've made some good decisions over the past couple of months, I think, but I'm not sure how it's all going to come together or if it's actually going to work out at all, but I guess we'll see what happens.